Right now, you are submitting your resume for a high-level technical role. You have 10 years of Apex engineering experience, you have scaled distributed systems, and you have managed multi-million-dollar product launches. But within 3 seconds of clicking submit, you receive an automated rejection email. You think the job market is broken. You think you are unqualified. You are wrong. You are simply linguistically invisible. Before I show you the exact algorithmic blueprint to hack the generative AI models that are currently gatekeeping your career, hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell. I post daily videos showing you exactly how to navigate the global labor market using the cold, hard engineering logic. You do not want to miss this architecture. Here is a brutal reality of the 2026 tech hiring landscape. Human beings are no longer reading your resume. 98% of initial screenings are now performed by multi-modal large language model LLM's agent. These algorithms do not care about your beautifully formatted PDF, and they do not care about your chronological career progression. They care about one thing: token density in a high-dimension vector spaces. If you do not speak the exact mathematical language of the parsing algorithm, you do not exist. Grab a notebook. It is time to stop formatting your resume like a piece of art and start engineering it like a data payload. Today, we are reverse engineering the AI Recruitment Black Box. Welcome back. I'm Dr. HR. To understand why my approach to the global labor market is aggressively different from anything you will read on a generic career blog, you must understand my underlying architecture. I hold a PhD in Human Resources, a Master's in HR from prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences, TISS in Mumbai, and a Bachelor's in Computer Engineering. I do not look at recruitment as a human resource function. I look at it as a system engineering problem. I have built these systems and have studied the exact algorithm currently gatekeeping the elite corporate corridors in Dubai, Riyadh, and Bangalore. When you apply for a senior DevOps or AI architect role, the traditional career advice tells you to use an action verbs and clean templates. That advice is not just outdated, it is actively destroying your match score. Today, we are deploying the tokenization hack. We are going to decode the latent scoring weights, inject the highest probability semantics cluster, and bypass the AI filters with absolute precision. Let us dismantle the machine. Phase 1. The AI Recruitment Black Box. You must first understand the battlefield of 2026. The traditional applicant tracking system ATS that simply scanned for exact keyword matches is dead. Today, enterprise companies are deploying the multimodal LLM agents. When your resume hits the database, it is ingested by an AI that vectorizes your entire professional history. It translates your words into mathematical tokens and plot them in a massive multi-dimensional semantic space. These models are programmed to look for semantic clusters. If a company is hiring a cloud architect, the AI is not just looking for the words AWS. It is looking for the semantic clusters surrounding it: Kubernetes, microservices, latency optimizations, and CI/CD pipelines. Here is the structural failure of the modern candidate. You are highly qualified, but you are summarizing your experience using generic human language. You write, "Led a team to upgrade our server infrastructure, which saved the company money." To a human, that makes sense. To an LLM, that sentence has a semantic weight of 0. It lacks high-value tokens. There is no technical density because the algorithm prioritizes specific semantic clusters over actual career progression. A less experienced candidate who understands token density will mathematically outscore you every single time. Traditional resumes advice is failing you because it optimizes for human readability in a process where the first and the most brutal judge is a machine. Phase 2. Decoding latent scoring weights. To beat the machine, you must think like a machine. You must decode the latent scoring weights of the target ATS. Modern AI screening platforms assign numerical values to specific tech stacks and architecturally keywords based on the prompt engineered by the internal HR team. If you want to know what those weights are, you have to run a simulation. The reverse engineering protocol. You are going to use an open source model or a frontier model like Claude or ChatGPT to simulate the recruiter's prompt. You are going to apply the meta-negative prompting technique we discussed in the previous masterclasses. You open your AI interface and type, "You are an enterprise-grade AI screening agent for Tier 1 tech company. Your mandate is to score candidate resume for the role of the target job title. Based on this, paste your job description. Do not give me a generic summary. Do not provide soft skills. Extract the top 15 highest weight technical tokens and architecture keyword required to achieve a 95% match score. Rank them strictly by their latent mathematical weight in your vector space." The engineering logic. You are forcing the LLM to expose its own internal bias. The AI will output a highly structured list. It will tell you that the token gRPC carries a significant higher weight than REST API, or that retrieval augmented generation RAG scores 3 times higher than machine learning. You are mapping the relationship between the industry buzzwords and the internal vector space of the recruitment AI. You now possesses the exact answer key the gatekeeper is using to grade your career. Phase 3. The token injection strategy. Now that you have the answer key, you must execute the data payload. You must optimize your document structure for the machine-first legibility. If you use complex multi-column PDF template with graphics and custom fonts, the AI parser will shatter the text block, misread your dates, and scramble your tokens. Your resume must be clean, brutalisted, single-column text document. Semantic layering beyond the keyword stuffing. In 2015, people tried to cheat the ATS by copying and pasting keywords in the white text at the bottom of their resume. In 2026, generative AI agents are too smart for that. They will flag white text injection as an algorithmic manipulation attempt and instantly auto-reject. You must use semantic layering. This is the process of embedding high-density technical keywords into the deep context of your bullet points so they mimic the profile of a top-tier candidate. The weak input, managed databases and improved query speed. The token injected input, architecture distributed Postgres SQL clusters, optimizing indexing protocols and deploying Redis caching layer to reduce query latency by 40% across 500k concurrent users. Every single word in that revised sentence is a high-weight token. Architectured, distributed, clusters, indexing, Redis caching, latency, concurrent. The metadata strategy. To aggressively spike your math score, you must also utilize the metadata structure. At the top of your resume, create a core competencies and technical architecture section. This is your raw token repository. You list the exact high-weight token you extracted in phase 2, grouped by the semantic cluster, example, infrastructure, data pipelines, LLM orchestration. The AI ingests this section first, instantly anchoring your profile in the highest scoring percentile of its vector space. Phase 4. Bypassing the semantic filters. Once you have engineered the data payload, you must test the architecture before you deploy it in the real world. The Socratic stress test. Before you submit this resume to a sovereign wealth fund in Dubai or a tech giant in Riyadh, you run a local simulation. You feed your newly engineered resume and the target job description back into your AI. You deploy the Socratic drill master prompt. Act as a hostile enterprise ATS parser. Score this resume against this job description. Do not pass me. Interrogate the semantic gaps. Tell me exactly which critical tokens are missing, which semantic clusters are weak, and where my formatting breaks your parsing logic. Be brutal. You visualize the jump in your math score. When you replace generic verbs with a high probability technical tokens, you will watch your score leap from 65% to a 94%. You iterate the injection until the hostile AI cannot find a single reason to reject you. The human balance. Here is a critical pivot. Once your resume achieves a 95% math score, it bypasses the machine and lands on the desk of a human executive, VP of engineering or a senior HR director. If your resume reads like a robot string of code, the human will reject it. You must balance aggressive machine readability hacks with enough human logic, narrative flow and business impacts, ROI, revenue generated, cost saved, to survive the manual review. The machine cares about the tokens, the human cares about the financial leverage those tokens created. You must provide both. Phase 5. The future of algorithmic job hunting. We must look at the macro trajectory of the labor market. Many professionals will argue that prompt engineering, your career profile, is an ethical gray area. They believe you should just be authentic and hope the company recognizes your work. This is a mindset of a commodity. There is no ethical gray area in understanding the rules of the system and optimizing your data to meet those rules. The companies are using cold, unfeeling algorithms to ruthlessly filter out 90% of the applicant to save HR cost. Weaponizing that exact same algorithm to ensure your highly qualified profile actually gets seen is not cheating. It is an elite system adaptation, preparing for the secondary interview phase. Once you bypass the machine gatekeeper, the game fundamentally changes. You will be sitting in a room with a human executive. If you token inject your resume with Kubernetes orchestration, and you cannot whiteboard a Kubernetes cluster in a real time, you will be destroyed. The tokenization hacks only gets you into the room. Your raw, uncompromising competence must keeps you there. The evolution of the models. Predictive insights within the next 24 months, recruitment models will evolve. Companies will realize the limitation of token-based filtering because the candidate like you will completely saturate the ATS with the perfect scores. The next phase of algorithmic hiring will not just scan your resume, it will scan your GitHub commits, your digital authority footprint, and your public intellectual capital. It will measure your proof of work, not just your claim of work. But for today, the gatekeeper is a semantic parser, and you now hold the key to the gates. Look closely at the mechanics of the market. The professionals who are panicking right now are the ones who refuse to adapt to the algorithmic reality of 2026. They are submitting beautiful, generic PDFs into a black box, waiting for a human who does not exist to call them back. You are an engineer. You build systems. It is time to treat your career as an ultimate system. Stop writing for HR administrator. Start writing for the multi-modal LLM agent. Decode the latent scoring weight. Map the vector space, inject the high-density technical tokens through semantic layering, and ruthlessly stress test your profile against hostile AI simulations. You are not unqualified. You are just poorly formatted for the current epoch of machine intelligence. Process the data, execute the strategy, and I'll see you at top.